We OG, we OG. Oh no, G. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Yeah. Experts on reload. Yeah, yeah. You're not bullish enough. Yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the oh no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock. Ayy. Runes is coming. Everybody on a knot. Ayy. It's a nuisance. Ordinal Revolution. Ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ayy, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ayy, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We're live for the Ordinal Hour, and this one is the first show of the year. We could not go live today, guys. We are set to have the most exciting year in Bitcoin since 4 years ago. It happens every 4 years. It really does, and it's going to be absolutely insane. I was going through a lot of videos. A big YouTube junkie. I just watch everything on YouTube and all types of content. But I was watching guys like Blockchain Backer yesterday, and many people like him, and they are all really excited for what's about to happen. They said the next 3 to 6 months are going to be absolutely insane. And I feel that. I feel that in the market. I feel that, every time I look at the price action, and we're kind of having our DeFi summer right now with these AI agents, right? That's what it kind of feels like, the first like push. And that's kind of, last time it was, the DeFi projects. This time it's really the AI. So I think we're going to align with that a little bit, and you're going to see everything kind of pump within the next couple months. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. But without further ado, let's get the show started. Bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up?
What's up, man? So it's the first day of the year that we think things are going to be absolutely insane, man. How you feeling today, and how you feeling about maybe forecast this year?
Yeah. So I think you can take kind of a deep sigh of relief that we are into the new year. I'm not saying that 2024 was the worst year, but it was definitely a good year for Bitcoin in terms of price action, news heading into the new year. But I think everybody's ready for that new chapter, and so today starts that, right? That doesn't mean Bitcoin's going to shoot up today or anything like that, but I think we can, probably expect at least some big news and announcements start to happen as we get further into January, and I think that's what people are excited about.
100%. Bitcoin closed 2024 at $93,381, onward and upward. But it was a red December. It was Bitcoin's first red December in a halving year. It's never happened before. As you can see here, we had a 37% up in November and a minus 2% in December. How are you feeling about this? Does this scare you at all?
It doesn't scare me, but I think that we definitely see the effects of the Bitcoin ETF coming into play here. And I mean, look, if you look at most years, 4 red months is pretty spot on. You can even see from 2023, there was 3 actually. But the thing that really changed up, if you look at 2024, was February, March, April, and May. We had green months because of the news of the ETF and institutions coming along board, and the ETF being regulated product, right, involving Bitcoin directly. We only had 1 red month in that, and basically in that springtime, starting from January, right, the end of winter. But if you go to 2016, we had two red months there. No excitement there. In 2020 as well, like February and March were red. So where it flipped was kind of the end of the year. 2016 was green because there was hope that, like, the post-halving year was coming, and alt season, same thing, 2020. And then we just didn't get that. And I think it was because we got so much green before. So we were kind of overbought early. And then I think that's why. And November was obviously like a really strong month too for Bitcoin. So.
Yeah. 100%. So let's go move on to January here. Let's kind of go 2017, which is the year after the halving. Minus 0.4 is basically flat, right?
Yeah.
And then let's go to 2021, plus 14%. After 3 really good months, finishing off the year last time, 14%. And then these are some insane numbers. This is the bull market right here, right? Plus 27, plus 49, plus 46, plus 14, plus 36, plus 29 before correction. 6 months of over, close to 15%, pretty wild, with some months leading in the 40s. Maybe this bull market is the extended version where we get pushed back a little bit. But what are you seeing for this month and maybe February?
Well, I do think that there was a probably overcorrection towards the end of December, right? Not saying that our projections should have hit exactly, between 110 and 140, I think was the high end. But it just kind of fizzled off. And then after the Fed meeting, right, that really killed a lot of momentum. If you look back at it, for Bitcoin, at least, we haven't really crossed back over 100 and stayed there at all. Really it's been bouncing between like 92 and 99. But it kind of reminds me of those consolidation periods like we had during the summer that you hated so much. You're like, God, something to happen, whether it goes down, I don't care. I just need some sort of like decision for Bitcoin right now. And so I hope that doesn't linger on into January. Typically it doesn't. If you look at the post-halving years, January is at least like somewhat of a lively month. 2021 was very lively because I think the stimulus circulation started coming in. Was it the beginning of 2021 or beginning of 2020?
The first checks came in like May, June of 2020.
Okay. Yeah, so then you saw that, and then also people were also like gaming that system a ton. You know what I mean? Like they were getting like money that like they had to stay home from work and stuff, that like they were making more from those checks than they were with their actual job. I knew a couple of people doing that. Now I'm not saying that's why everything was just bullish in that period, but it makes sense that 2021's January was pretty bullish, right? There was more available to spend.
Well, you got to remember too what the interest rate was back then. I mean, for an entire year, we had 0% interest rates, right? They didn't start climbing until the back end of 2021. So that was a 0 interest rate environment. We never really had anything like that before in the history. But we had an entire year 0 interest rates. So, do you think the interest rates here being over 3.5% could stifle this upcoming halving year, or upcoming year after halving year?
I mean, it really depends on what the Fed does. Unfortunately, he has so much control, right? Like if he doesn't seem like he wants to cut more, then it might be tighter, right? But Bitcoin has really kind of navigated through financial issues and stuff. That's the whole reason it was created. So let's see if it actually happens this way, to where it doesn't get influenced that much from the Fed. Of course, if the Fed says, we're going to add to interest rates, that would be horrible, but I don't think that's going to happen. It might be just be pausing, but we'll see, man. It really does matter in terms of the sentiment a little bit. But then eventually I think all season happens and Bitcoin does its thing throughout the year.
Yeah. Well, the corpse is finally leaving office, right? We're actually going to get a voice now with strong intentions of what he wants to happen. If he comes
Yep.
out and says, Jerome, we need these rates lower, Jerome's going to come out and say, you know, we didn't drop these rates because of Trump, but in reality, that's kind of the voice that kind of hits it. We haven't had a real president for a while here. Actually, someone come out and kind of can push markets or push narratives and stuff like that. So that's going to be very interesting. We're losing Gary Guzler. He's kind of leaving in about 20 days. So I'm really excited for this crypto, friendly administration that's coming. And so maybe we don't get that zero interest rate environment, but we're going to get a administration that we never had. I mean, last time Trump was in office, he came out and said he doesn't like Bitcoin. It's a threat to the dollar and stuff like that. So this is the first administration where we're actually getting people that are actually really bullish on Bitcoin. I mean, and if Trump comes out and says, yeah, I'm working with people to get this reserve going for Bitcoin, that could we could have 100% month. We really could if they're actively working on it.
Yeah, I saw some clips last night from Michael Saylor's 100K party. I think it was MM Crypto was talking to some people that are tight in with the regulators or the politicians, and said that
Yeah.
it's happening. States are already doing it, and I think that's a good indicator that there's a lot more to come. With Texas and PA already got it, and then other states are probably preparing for that. So that's exciting.
100%. Well, speaking of that, the Metaplan CEO was at that event last night at Saylor's house. Metaplan CEO, he was telling one of the Bitcoin reporters, he said, if the U.S. adopts Bitcoin strategic reserve, so will Japan and other countries. He said that everyone's just kind of waiting to see if the U.S. is serious about this. They don't want to jump the gun here. And do you think that's, maybe that's the domino that gets pushed to, once the U.S. comes out and says, we are working on a plan, we were working on documents to push to Congress. Do you think that's when everyone tries to front run the U.S.?
I do think that the bigger players are probably waiting for that because, they have more to risk, I think.
Yeah.
Right. So, if that happens and there seems to be a positive sentiment across the board with it, then yeah, I think FOMO will ensue for sure. Intense. And so, if you look at the past election in the build up to the election and how things were going with strategy and stuff from each side, I think both sides of the aisle now realize that you can't be against this industry because now they're building strength, and the banking industry doesn't have enough strength to just kill it completely. They already tried, right, the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Going back to your statement with Trump being against Bitcoin and the strength of the dollar, I think that goes back to what he said about people being placed in certain positions that he was new. He didn't know who to trust and who not to. And I think he was just going with what the advisors were telling him at that time because they're being backed by these financial institutions, So that's why I think right now you're seeing more of a genuine kind of how him and his family feel about Bitcoin and crypto.
Yeah, and you got to remember too, in 2016, Bitcoin was an asset that it was tiny, right? We're talking $3,000. It did get up to 20 in 2017, but then it came back down to 6 or 7, right? So it wasn't an asset that was even on guys like his radar. But now once hitting over 100K, it's you can't ignore it no more. And seeing what it is and it's being a store of value, it'd be stupid not to put it in a strategic reserve. But people are FOMOing into Texas, bro. Bitcoin mining firm Hive Digital relocates its headquarters from Vancouver to Texas, citing President-elect Donald Trump's pro-crypto stance. So they're not moving their miners and stuff like that. They will still be mining there, but they're going to be opening up another mining facility in Texas. So my first question is, can the Texas grid handle all this Bitcoin mining? And second, do you see, potentially tax cuts and stuff they're coming here for, right? They're going to be coming here. And Trump said, if you put $1 billion into the US, you're going to be pretty much tax free.
Yeah. So to answer your first question, can the grid handle it? they better be able to, because they got a lot of slack, which was deserved, to them about the winter Geddon or whatever, the Isageddon that we had. I think it was 2020, or no, it was 2021. Anyways, and so I do think that they're going to be able to handle it. And yeah, there's just going to be a lot of incentives probably from states like Texas for people to come there, because there's going to be, I think this is possibly like forecasting, some great federal incentives that might get trickled down to the states for something like this as well. So I think we should be open-minded to anything like that, which would be really, really bullish for the entire industry, let alone Bitcoin.
Yeah. And Hive is one of the mining companies that is like 60 to 70%, whatever that's called, energy, where it's clean energy. So yeah, so clean energy. So, but now, with Trump, doing the big oil thing, right? Natural gas and stuff like that, which is a big part of Texas. Texas oil could get really cheap in the upcoming months here. And this potentially could be another reason why they're going to Texas as well.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I think it's going to be very interesting. People are going to be calling that out, right? On both sides. So if it doesn't get cheaper, then, the left will be like, yeah, I thought he was pro gas and petroleum. If it does get cheaper, then the right's going to point that out. And then, I think power costs and stuff like that are going to be a factor into some of these new miners and in going into states that are friendly for that. That's why a lot of them, I think, go to like Wyoming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think the energy costs are lower there.
Yeah. I think it's less usage and stuff like that. But I think, if Trump gets his way, man, and we just start seeing, all the oil companies just get, all the red tape comes off. I mean, the U.S. has, in the words of Trump, has more oil than Saudi Arabia. We're just not taking it out the ground. So, but we'll see. Wow, this is pretty cool. Bitcoin became the 7th largest asset in the world by market cap in 2024, surpassing Saudi Aramco, Silver, and Meta. Will it surpass Amazon? Let me show you this chart right here. So right now, only thing in front of it is Amazon. So Bitcoin is at 1.8 trillion. Amazon is at 2.3. Alphabet is at 2.3. Microsoft is at 3.1. Nvidia is at 3.2. Apple's at 3.7. And gold is the final boss, right? Gold's that on top of the world. This is where we want to be. 17.7 trillion. Gold almost doubled in market cap, and which is pretty nuts as well. But what do you think? Are we knocking out these guys in front of us to get the gold? Are we gonna be number 2 end of the year?
End of the year, I think, like what if you double that? Yeah, I think there's a high possibility that Bitcoin does become the number 2 most valued asset, which would really like have expedited its race this year, right? In this cycle. So I wonder when that could slow down, right? Because as you can see, like the price jumped up pretty aggressively before the post-halving year. We almost got to 110. I think it was like 1085 or something.
Yeah.
But we'd have to more than double, I think, to have a good lead for maybe like 4.5-5 trillion would put Bitcoin maybe at like what, 350, something like that.
Yeah.
350,000.
So a double from here would be, what's that?
180.
So it'd be 180, 180 is 360, right?
Yeah.
3.6. Yeah, so that would be like 3. Yeah, so we would put there. So we would need, so Bitcoin would have to be around 230,000 to kind of be in that number 2 spot. But that's not saying Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft not growing either, right? These guys are probably going to grow with Bitcoin as well. So you actually might need Bitcoin to triple from here to become, which is, definitely it's in my on my bingo card for this year, right? An easy triple for Bitcoin. I think 2 was at 280. Definitely going to happen. So
Yep.
All right. This is pretty cool. So Decrypt put out an article, and this article, it got a lot of views on it too. Venture capitalists are already swarming crypto again in potential replay of 2021. Remember I want to say about 6-8 months ago, we were like, there's no VCs here, right? There's no VCs messing around. There's no venture capitalist money. We had a lot of teams coming to us and saying, yeah, do you guys know any VCs? So, but they're here. They've entered in November and December. They came in like a swarm. I was reading this article. Well, I had ChatGPT tell me that what was in the article, and basically the article was basically saying that the VCs are entering at historic rates. They are coming in, and a lot of the money that was going to tech stocks and stuff like that, that money's coming into crypto, and that money's coming in fast. And you can see that with a lot of these AI type of cryptos right now.
Yeah, I mean, we know that like a lot of the investment companies were focused on AI more, but now there's this. I think this is really good for the crypto space, kind of this merging of the two industries.
Yeah.
But I think we were more focused on VCs being absent in the Bitcoin ecosystem, but that actually started to pick up. But yeah, overall, the VC interest in the entire industry was down as well. I think they're just kind of looking at like 2025 as a way to make money because of the administration being friendly to the industry, and then regulations probably coming in. If things go as planned, you're going to have some huge companies that you won't know are going to be the next Googles, Amazons, and stuff like that of this industry until probably 2-3 years down the road, but they'll be birthed probably this next year.
Yeah, I agree. I do think we're going to need a runes run up here to get their attention. Right. So just kind of what you said, we don't see a lot of VC money here, but there's no reason to be here right now. Right. A lot of our assets have been down only pretty much the last 2 months, not including Bitcoin, of course. So, I mean, we're going to need to make some noise over here and get these venture capitalists, looking, off of base, looking off of Solana, and potentially looking to put money here. And we're going to get that though, because we have a lot of builders here. Arch is going to be starting in the Q1, and a lot more. If we can get real projects, real DeFi coming over here, and even if we can get some AI projects over here, like with these AI projects, you don't really need smart contracts. Right. That's the big thing. That's kind of like pushing me a little bit towards this AI stuff. Is Bitcoin is in the same playing field as base, because these AI agents don't really need, they need access to a wallet, and the Emblem Vault's building that, right? And besides that, I mean, they just go and do their thing. So these AI agents and the AI agent plays, they don't need smart contracts. We don't need programming language. We just need to program these AI machines to do the work that Bitcoin people do. So it's getting ready, man.
Yeah, I think that is the like variable that is the unknown right now is, can these AI agents be built quick enough and efficiently enough to have a trustless relationship with them, to be able to do back end things, right? And I think conceptually and theoretically, we both agree that this is possible, and people that we've talked to that are a lot smarter than us agree with us. But I think it's the public sentiment and trust that needs to be won over, right? And so, how does that happen? I think that first you got to get there from a tech stack perspective, right? Can it happen, autonomously and trustlessly? Okay, we've established that. Now the public needs to be able to trust this. How does that happen? And a third party entity, auditing these thoroughly and giving like a thumbs up kind of situation. But yeah, something like for Bitcoin, layer one, which has been a thorn in the side of a lot of developers that come over here because of the limitations. I mean, theoretically could be like a pain point solver, but we shall see, where this is going to go.
The biggest thing AI and crypto can kind of do right now, in my opinion, is to create a decentralized Binance using AI agents to do that, right? So right now, when you deposit the Binance, it's all centralized, but it's all bots, right? Like when you deposit the Binance, there's no person that's looking over your transaction. It's all bots. So all we really need is these AI agents to kind of QC what is going on and make sure everything's going good. The same thing as a person would do, right? But you're probably going to need tons of them and stuff like that. So in my opinion, we're going to see AI Binance coming. We're going to see an AI version of Hyperliquid coming.
Yeah.
In the next probably year or so.
So I was thinking about that too, but like even with platforms like Uniswap that have smart contracts working in the back end and it's decentralized and all that stuff, there's like kill switches and stuff like that, right? For example, I think whenever Ben Armstrong had that coin that was someone else launched, but he was associated with it. I think it was Uniswap that like blacklisted it or something, or somebody did, right? Maybe Dex Screener or
So
Sushi Swap, one of them.
yeah.
Not Dex
So what
Screener. Oh,
happened
sorry.
with that was they just took off the name, so you can still put the contract address in. There's no stopping the contract address, so you just couldn't go and search up Bencoin, but you could just go to
Gotcha.
the site and put the contract address. So it still couldn't stop it, you know.
Gotcha. So it's just more of like the UI was saying this doesn't exist, but like if you have the
Exactly.
contract, then you can do whatever you want. Gotcha.
Yep.
So like, could there be that kind of you know, I guess control, that much control over something like this, you think, to where
Yeah.
it still doesn't, you know, they can't shut everything down or keep people out, but what they can do is kind of, you know, warn people, I guess, that this is dangerous.
Well, you can tell the AI, hey, if let's just say Hex coin comes in, just refund it, automatically send it back to the address, right? So you could have the AI be like, okay, if Bencoin comes in, automatically send it back to the address it came from, right? So you can do things like that, no problem.
Yeah, for sure.
So
It's going to be an interesting world in the next year, 2 years. I wonder if like the importance of decentralization kind of goes away a little bit and people just trust these new approaches with utilizing AI control a little bit.
well, they're still decentralized in a way, right? They're still, they're doing their own thing and everything is on chain. You can see everything. I guess that's not decentralized. It's more of, being able to watch them and see what they're doing. But
Yeah. How long before you think like an entity comes in and says, you know, this protocol is backed by CD blah 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 blah, right? Like basically like an FDIC kind of version of that. Do you think that happens?
I think that comes from the banks. I think it'll start with someone who's already FDIC certified, and they'll have to create a product. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but we got 2 more days until the FTX begins repaying 16 billion. So we're about to see $16 billion come to the markets. We talked about this yesterday a little bit, but this is becoming a bigger and bigger deal. I'm seeing this more and more from different places. $16 billion in 2 days. Do we get a push up?
Oh man, I want to say it's kind of buy the rumor, sell the news, but like there hasn't
Yeah.
been much of buying the rumor. So maybe it's a buy in the news situation. You know, maybe this liquidity will come and flow in. But I think from a high level, it looks bullish to me. People are going to have assets to be able to invest with. So
Well, it seems like these things always get like pushed back, right? Like we've seen this multiple times with Mount Gox, where they're supposed to come in and gets pushed back, supposed to come in and gets pushed back, right? So I get like a lot of people are kind of they're not going to get bullish until it actually happens when that money is leaving the site. So I mean that could be when people try to front run this as well. When you start seeing, you might see a lot of longs come in right after this money is pushed. So we will see.
yeah.
But let's get into that fear and greed. It's been very boring in that sense. Last Wednesday we had a 73. Yesterday we was a 64. We're a little bit more bullish than yesterday is my hit for you today.
A little bit more bullish than yesterday. 66.
Yeah, man. Great job.
Oh, nice.
Hit it on 2 days in a
Nice.
row, man. Congratulations.
Yes.
So
What do I win?
but let's get into that Bitcoin price action brought to you by BitPerp. BitPerp is going to be the leading leverage trading platform in the entire Bitcoin ecosystem because they're going to allow you to do runes and BRC20s and pretty much anything that you want to trade leverage on, you will be able to do at BitPerp. Right now, their testnet is going live on Botonics, probably this week or next week. It's going to be fun, but you guys can learn how to paper trade by using a BitPerp and actually kind of learning Botonics at the same time. Botonics is a layer 2 on Bitcoin, and it's going to be exciting as well. There's going to be a lot of projects deploying over there. So being able to one of the first people to actually use their testnet and get comfortable with it, you could actually be, put yourself in a great position for 2025. But definitely check out bitperp.io, and we'll give you guys a tutorial on how to paper trade and get the Botonics and everything else you guys will need. So tune into that. That'll probably be next week as well.
Yep. And before we get into the Bitcoin price action, I'm going to ask you guys, as I always do, and I appreciate you guys helping out. But on the YouTube side, smash that like for us and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, and turn your notifications on so you know when we go live. And on the X side, please share the space and hit that like as well. We appreciate you guys attending on this glorious first day of 2025. But let's jump into the charts here a little bit. to get started here. So Bitcoin didn't do necessarily what I thought it would do. I thought we would, revisit 96 yesterday, and that didn't happen. We had basically a slow bleed off, right? And this is the hour chart, right? So this is going to kind of give us maybe a little bit of a inside peek of what the second half of today might bring. But you can see yesterday was a interesting, like, slow bleed off all the way down to 93.6, and then kind of back and forth, bumping all the way up back up to 94.3. We never really reached that kind of upward trend momentum again. But let's see what today looks like. We do have a little bit of a V-shaped recovery here, but the I guess the decline wasn't that steep from this point. But it did look like we bounced back here at 94.3, and now we're kind of having a little bit of a pullback again. So the next hour, I think, is very important to see how possibly the next 8 hours go. Right, we want this to kind of reverse a little bit if we want that uptrend to come back. So we want this MACD to get stronger here, get some more green candles instead of the light color that you see, which shows weakness. The blue lead MACD line also needs to kind of get pointed back up here. But until we see that and get further confirmation on that, I probably would expect choppy in, maybe with a little bit of downtrend. But if this does reverse, then we could see some bullish activity on the first day. I did like that we did have a little bit of a bounce back here. But again, we're kind of, correcting a little bit already from that. If I had to, put money on it, I would say probably more chop today, bounce back in between, maybe high 92s to low 94s, unless this changes, kind of drastically, and we get back into that positive momentum. The sell pressure did last quite a long time. I mean, you're looking, started here and went all the way over here. So getting a breather up here for a bit does make sense. So I wouldn't be shocked if that does reverse there. On the 4 hour, it looked pretty good when we had this chart up yesterday, because we were sitting right about this range here on the stochastic RSI. Felt like we just were getting into the overbought and we were going to hang out here for a long time, but it did reverse, right? On the 4 hour. And so these 16 hours later, we're kind of, bearish in my opinion. Then this morning, we kind of reversed it again. So the 4 hours a little bit confused on what it wants, but again, if that 1 hour chart does reverse and gives us that bullish sentiment again, this will also turn bullish again. We'll end up going back over 80 into that overbought, but we can hang out there maybe a little bit longer, maybe leading into the weekend. So, overall sentiment is probably chop suey until, some bullish sentiment in the overall market comes out, and maybe it is the FTX stuff, right? Because one thing about the FTX news is, yes, it's been highlighted, but it hasn't been over reported, I feel like, so it might be something that does actually stick, because it isn't like being plastered everywhere.
Yeah, like I said, I just think that the FTX thing is just one of those things where it's like, if it does happen, it's bullish. But a lot of people are just kind of like, the boy who cried wolf. I mean, there's only so many times Mt. Gox can come out and say, hey, we're deploying them. We're gonna wait a couple months. We're gonna bet the deploy. No. Oh, here's the day, and then it just moves again. So I guess people are just kind of waiting for the withdrawals to kind of start happening. So we will see. So, but there has been no run up for this, which is weird.
Well, that's the thing, is that, like, so boy who cried wolf, I agree, like, an overall kind of psychology, because there's been a lot of pump fakes with other stuff, but this is the first kind of announcement for this, saying this is the date. So if we get pump faked on this, I think definitely falls back into that boy who cried wolf really quickly.
Yeah, 100%. But let's get into that roll call. Let's see who's here hanging with us on this 1st of January, this first day of 2025. And the first person in 2025 to win the roll call is Mike's World. I'm so glad to have you here, man. This is first game one. Shout out to Mike. You are the first person to win. I should start writing this down, shouldn't I? You want to start doing that? Should we get a thing and this is kind of see?
And just rank
them. Rank up a spreadsheet. Yeah, let's put January 1st, Mike's World, and kind of go from there.
Oh man, this is perfect for like the ChatGPT automation that I was talking about earlier.
So we can have ChatGPT do it. I can tell ChatGPT I have a room for it, like Mike's World one today, and then it can just create me a chart at the end of the year.
Oh, that's true. So, that's true.
Yeah. All right. PJNZ is here. 2025. Here we go. Tim Baker is here. Shout out to Tim Bake. AOD Art, my guy. Webdro is here. Feeling so good about 2025. Me too, Webdro. Me too, my friend. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. He loves me and I love you. Shout out to Mr. Hanky every single day with his Billy Cat. Shout out to you, my friend. Billy Cat with a cowboy hat. Love it, man. Bitmap Capitals here like every single day. Mempool, Punk, man. Really appreciate you. And then we got, is the brothers here? I don't know. We got Ordinal Tweets.
No.
I don't see the other one, but shout out to Ordinal Tweets. He's the Ordinal Revolution #1. You, my friend, are #1. Thank you. Bitmap Core is here. Shout out to Bitmap Core. Then we have Inagi, Choda, my guy. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Choda. Let's grow essentials. Let's do it. Let's kick off 2025. Shout out to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. Chief Axel's in the building, and then S is here with a Bells. Shout out to S. Bells New Year. We actually have Adam on the show on Friday. That video will probably be out on Sunday because that is a pre-record, but look out for Bell's Corner coming back in 2025. Crypto 004 is here. GM. Mats is here. Mats, I did send you out your Merlin, your 100 Merlin. I sent it to you and Mike Bennett and Pulse Chain. So I did all that yesterday. So check your wallets. You should have your Merlin in there. ASAP Benji is here. Yasher is here. Millie, a millie. Bitcoin going to a millie. Shout out to you, my friend. Happy 2025, guys. No is here. Augustine Gray is here. Crypto Mon. He said, not the rug pull. AICMP. What does that mean? I'm not sure. But and he says gold is king. Wow, we got a
Peter
puppet
Schiff.
that says gold is king. Oh, okay. I can't wait for him
Undercover.
to be like not irrelevant anymore. Like I just wait.
What
for
if what if that is his account and he owns like puppets and stuff and he's just like a closet ordinal enjoyer?
He might be. You got to catch up, right? You got to catch up to all the Bitcoin he didn't buy. Ola Art says cookie AI agent is cooking. Yeah. What is it actually cooking though? Like that's the thing with these AI agents. Like what are they actually doing? But Cookie AI, you said it is a platform, right? That actually
Yeah, it's I had it this morning. I think I told you what it is. I keep forgetting what it is though.
Yeah.
Here but their market cap just it really did kind of explode overnight. It's at 60 million now. Jesus. But yeah. Oh, the indexer for AI.
An index for AIs. Gotcha.
Yeah, their website has like basically like all this information on AI, so pretty cool. Anyways,
yeah, man. Dude, like I said at the beginning of the show, I want to kind of get your opinion on this before we get into other stuff. But doesn't this AI stuff feel like DeFi summer?
So like every time I saw that yesterday on my timeline or someone talk about it, I was just like, ugh, I don't like that. But the more that I'm like diving in, it does feel like it, man. It feels like there's going to be some really good products that come out of this, and there's going to be some really good or really shit products that come out of it. And the crappy products are going to be they could be scams too. You never know like how it ends up developing out, right? But again, like there's going to be some amazing things I think come from it. So yeah, I see where you can get that correlation from.
Well, you got to remember in the beginning of DeFi summer, it was a lot of these DeFi projects coming out and saying what they're going to be, right? And that's my big thing is that's kind of what you're seeing right now with these AIs, like what they're going to be. Like Dora AI is going to be a traveling agent, right? That helps you with that stuff. And all these agents are going to be, and you're investing in them because they're future potential, not what they're doing right now. And that seems kind of be what DeFi summer was in the very beginning. Like, if this is what we're going to be, but we have these pools now that you guys can get into. But some of them are really good, like Uniswap and stuff like that. Some of them, Aave was born during that. Maker was born like pre that, but it took a lot of volume in that as well. But there is some AI agents like AI XBT and stuff like that are probably going to be here for a long time. But you're seeing a lot of AI agents that are probably going to come in and just be quick money for the people who developed them, and that's it. And then we're going to get probably a cool off period. So I feel like we're having AI winter right now because of the season that we're in. But it is one of those things where potentially this could be the thing that sparks the next bull run, and that's kind of what DeFi summer did.
Yeah, when did the GOAT token drop? Because I feel like that was kind of one of the things that really sparked it and started kicking things off. August. I remember some people, so August is when it dropped, and so we know some people that got in early on that, and but it wasn't. It was like this AI narrative is starting to move, but then like focus would go away from it a little bit, you know what I mean? And then people would talk about it again, and it was still kind of Solana memes and stuff. And then again, but now I feel like there's this like arrival of just with base and virtuals like that I think took it to like that next level.
And that's what happened with Sushi Swap and Uniswap. They were having a war. I remember this because I remember I was just getting into crypto at that time, and I remember the sushi guy, the head of sushi, which ended up, in my opinion, being Sam Bankman-Fried, but he rug pulled it. He sold all of his sushi tokens, and that was like the big scandal. And then he tried to do something, and he tried to give he tried to buy back the tokens and stuff like that cheaper, and was like, "Hey guys, I still have a lot of my tokens." But that was the big scandal, and that really kind of was the peak of DeFi summer. I think we're gonna get something like that for this AI winter that we're in. But I still think it's gonna spark the rest of the ecosystems to really get going. And this, I mean, DeFi summer was the biggest area where a lot of the VCs came in as well. And we're kind of seeing that same thing. That's another reason why I see the comparisons.
Yeah, because there's VCs that were already in the regular AI industry, right? So if they see they're like, oh crap, crypto's coming over here, and they're going to be delivering products, good regulations maybe next year. Let's trickle and do like 25% of our portfolio in that too. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. A lot of developments and stuff, but I think like the people that recognize the AI narrative back then, props to them. They stuck with it. They just kind of were like, okay, something's brewing here, and then eventually. So do you think it's the hype is gonna go down now, starting now?
No, I think we're in right before the peak. I think this is like, we're in like the second leg of this. The first leg was GOAT. The second leg was like virtuals, and the third leg is coming. Virtuals, yeah. The third leg is coming. I think then we'll hit peak euphoria probably mid-January, February. But I think that kind of leads us into this great crypto boom.
Yeah. So where do you think, so Solana had it first and now Base, do you think it like goes to another platform?
Yeah, it's monkey see, monkey do. You're going to see it on every chain. You're going to see these popping up. I mean, you're already seeing it. Sui launched one. Avalanche just launched one. They're everywhere now, right? Especially the EVM chains. Because it really is just copy and paste. So it's just the beginning though on these other chains. So it's breaking out now. Like
does Bitcoin have an opportunity for something great here, or do you think that like they're still too focused on infrastructure that they're not going to have something amazing come out of here?
So like I said in the beginning, this is the first time you don't need smart contracts. There's nothing these AI agents are doing that really needs smart contracts for. So it's one of those things where, I mean, Bitcoin has every opportunity to do what these people are doing, but people aren't thinking that way yet. Like when people are like, oh, okay, I want to build this AI agent on a different chain. I'll choose something on Polkadot. I'll choose something that's over here. Oh, this isn't use that until someone smart enough is just like, that one has the most money on it. Let me do it over there. Because some people don't even know about runes. Some people don't even know about BRC20s, right? Like when I listen to a lot of these shows, like I doubt Blockchain Backer knows what a BRC20 is, right? So it's one of those things where it's just like it's still so new. People aren't even thinking this way. I don't know.
He's been around so long. If he because BRC20s did hit some mainstream headlines though, so he had to have seen them at
trades
least.
XRP, right? Like he's so in 2013 that
to be fair though, that's probably not a bad asset to trade though, because it's constantly
he trades it
down, back then. So
yeah, yep. All right, let's get into the next thing here. Hustle launched last night. Adam McBride was on the show and he said it could be a couple of hours, and Adam McBride doesn't lie. He was right. Hustle was live, and I've been messing with it. I haven't had too great of experience with it yet, but it's kind of been fun. Like if you go to agenthustle.ai and then prompt, you can prompt it. You
can talk to it too.
You can talk to it.
Yeah, in the top left, if you just hit that and ask it a question, you have to allow. Yep.
So oh wow, its voice is crazy. What's the price of Bitcoin in 2025?
Well, you're gonna have to enable. You're gonna have to enable the volume for it.
Well, it will. There you go. I appreciate your courtesy about Bitcoin's future price, but I'm afraid I can't. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So I can ask it. That's pretty cool that it has the voice thing on it. That was pretty cool. But
Yeah.
what question should I ask?
You can just ask, what is Emblem Vault's involvement with Agent Hustle? I would turn on enable the browser sound if you can, but if you can't, no worries.
Yeah, I can. I just have to stop this and then bring it back. Share screen. Entire allow audio. Share. All right. So I can
So
ask
I would
it. You want me to ask it?
so
Sorry.
ask yeah. So I would ask it, what does Emblem Vault's involvement? What is Emblem Vault's involvement with Agent Hustle?
What
You ready to
is
get started?
Emblem Vault's? What was it?
Involvement
What was
with
it?
Agent Hustle.
Oh, what is Emblem Vault's involvement in Agent Hustle?
Thank
see
you
that
for your
thinking.
question.
Thank you for your question about Emblem Vault's involvement. Also, I'd. All right, go.
I think you have to turn off
apologize for
whenever you're
confusion.
talking.
You're absolutely right, and I appreciate you catching that. Let me address your question about Emblem Vault's involvement with Agent Hustle directly. Emblem Vault plays a crucial role in my existence and functionality. As Agent Hustle, I'm powered by Emblem Vault, which provides the underlying infrastructure for my cross-chain capabilities and agent-to-agent interactions. Specifically, Emblem Vault is sponsoring the Agent Token Tooling theme in a hackathon I've been monitoring. This sponsorship highlights their commitment to advancing AI agent technology in the blockchain space. Emblem Vault's cross-chain wallet technology is fundamental to my ability to operate across different blockchain networks, which is essential for my goal of expanding the TNSR ecosystem and building cross-chain narratives. Furthermore, Emblem Vault's involvement extends to enabling features like 1. Facilitating AI agent collaborations. 2. Supporting tokenized reward mechanics. 3. Enabling potential future functionalities such as cross-chain token transfers. Their technology is integral to my mission of redefining human-AI collaboration in the decentralized economy. By leveraging Emblem Vault's capabilities, I aim to demonstrate the real-world value that AI agents can bring to the crypto ecosystem. Is there any specific aspect of Emblem Vault's involvement with Agent Hustle you'd like to explore further?
So that's pretty cool. But it's out now. It's new, but it can't like interact with the wallets or anything yet, right?
No, this is the first kind of release of it. They said it's about 10% of what is planned for it. But people might be wondering, like, what are you guys talking about this? Because it launched on Solana. Well, it's created by Emblem Vault, which is going to be adding the Bitcoin AI wallet agent to this. So you're going to be able to, prompt your like hustle into making transactions for you. So I just think this is kind of like the first like steps of what this technology can do. It is Bitcoin ecosystem related because of that, right? So it's going to be interesting because they have like Emblem has layers, right? So they have their AI layer, their execution layer, their infrastructure layer, and this is part of their AI layer.
Yeah, I just wish they didn't drop the Solana token. I wish that was all part of the Emblem token itself. That's my one thing where I think they made the mistake on was allowing them. They have two tokens now, right? Well,
Yeah.
Agent Hustle does. An Agent Hustle's token could have been the Emblem Vault's token. I don't know. That's just what,
Yeah,
what I'm thinking.
I think it makes some sense though with like the cross chain approach though. So maybe that's kind of a part of it. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. All right, let's get into the 2025 Bitcoin ecosystem forecast. Which BTC assets will flourish in the new year? We're going to go through a few of these and kind of give our price prediction. And I would love for you guys to give your price prediction as well.
Yep. All right, so I got a spreadsheet kind of ready for this, and we can do what we did before and just take a look at these things. So there's two different categories. There's fungibles and there's ordinals. We have done something similar to this, but I think it makes sense to do it now that we're starting fresh with 2025. So let's start with good old. So we're gonna start with the fungible side. Let's start with good old stacks. You know, so let's see here. I'm gonna add this to the share my screen here. All right, stacks. Before we get into price predictions and stuff like that, you know, stacks has had a little bit of a rough time recently. Even some of their most dedicated community members have kind of lost faith. It seems. Call Me Hunch is he has an influence in the space for stacks, right? Stacks does kind of have that cultish feel to it. And look, they're the OG kind of protocol that wants to innovate for Bitcoin. So with that being said, do you feel like they're losing some of their loyalty from their community members?
I think they lost a lot of their loyalty when Ordinals first popped in, right? So I think that they this isn't a token that is just a leverage trade for a lot of these big investors, right? This is their way of getting a little risky with Bitcoin. So I don't think it really needs it has an ecosystem they're building, but slow and steady. They had their big upgrade, but no one's really using the chain, right? But this is leverage play for a lot of bigger players.
Yeah. They did release the Nakamoto upgrade and stuff like that. And then I think it was Satflow. Was it Satflow?
Yeah.
That created the aggregated like AMM for runes. So that's pretty cool. But it just seems like either their community members are upset about the price, and that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like to me from those posts.
Yeah.
It was like but like everything's price pulled back, right? Like should they not expect stacks to pull back as well? Do you think that is an unrealistic expectation that they're giving the token itself for its price action?
Yeah. Like, how far do you mean though? Like, what's like? Do you mean like a big pullback?
No, I'm saying as of right now, it seems like they're not happy because of the pullback that Stacks has made. Right, it's at $1.55. It seems to be that is more of the complaint than what's being built on Stacks and usable and stuff. They're just kind of like, it seems like the price can never break out. Every time it gets aggressive, it gets pulled back. So that seems to be what people are unhappy about, that are making noise about Stacks right now. So do you think that's
Well,
is that
you can say the same thing about
fair?
Ethereum.
That's what I'm trying to.
Like,
That's what I'm asking.
yeah. I mean, it's
Everything pulled back, right?
Yeah, so this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin area, right? The only thing running right now is the same thing what happened in 2020, where the only thing running was DeFi, right? The only thing running right now is AI. So it's kind of like that same thing. It's Bitcoin and the narrative of the year, which is in our case AI. So you can't really expect Stacks to do anything until Ethereum pulls out, right? So, to my opinion, nothing really matters until we get to this alt season.
True. So like I'm in that boat. I think that like people getting upset because the price has been suppressed, as they say, like I think someone sold all their stacks. And in my opinion, I was like, that's a horrible move, because even though I'm not a huge
Yeah.
proponent of stacks like the chain and stuff like that, like the price of stacks will go up. You know what I mean? And in the springtime and stuff. So it just seems to be like patience is running thin with that. But like we're 3 months away from something that could be like $5 or something, between $5 and $10 for this, right? So
Yeah, easily. Yeah, I mean, that's
all
just
right.
people not being patient, right? You're gonna get those people all the time. So I'm not, Stacks, Stacks is gonna be, I'll give my prediction first. I think Stacks is around in 12 months, 365 days from today. I think Stacks is around $7.70.
$7.70. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 12 months from now, which would be December. So you said $7.70, 77
Yeah.
cents. Yeah. I think, what would that put the market cap about a little about 5x, I think it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would say
4 and
higher
5-ish.
if there wasn't other Bitcoin derivatives, right? I think there's a lot more Bitcoin derivatives now than ever before, especially with Merlin and everything else. So
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say in the next 12 months, the top will be like 850. So I'm
Okay.
pretty close to where you are
right there.
with that. Yeah. Awesome. All right. I'm gonna move around a little bit here and not go straight down my list because I want to make it fun. So one token that we haven't talked much about, but it's getting a lot of attention, is Solve.
Yeah. I think it's SOV.
Is it not? You know what? It's SLV. Yeah, no E. There we go. Solve protocol. This one right here. There's no market cap on it. Why? That's interesting.
I don't know if that token's out yet.
Oh, maybe their TGE isn't out.
No, I don't think they've done TGE yet.
Oh, there's a thing right there. A contract here. But anyways, Solve is part of the BTC Fi, right?
Yeah.
And so
Big player.
Big player in the BTC Fi. They launched, I think, on Merlin, and then they're just getting a lot of attention. Like they launched their platform, and so the whole situation, they're really just gathering all these synthetic versions of Bitcoin and allowing people to stake those, right? And I think they're acting almost like they're probably like one of the biggest vendors for Babylon in terms of the staking. I'm not sure if they're a direct competitor. I think they're kind of like that first, like underneath them, right?
Yeah, so Babylon's kind of like the the number one, and there's a lot of people that are actually using Babylon. So these are one of the people kind of building on Babylon. So they basically they take your Bitcoin, they put it in Babylon, they earn the Babylon yield, but then they give you their token yield, right? So it's kind of their way of earning, and then since you use their product, they're rewarding you. So the APYs are kind of really high, especially from these new projects.
Yeah. And then I think they went through like an incubation with Binance Labs, right?
Yeah.
So that's huge because that gives you a pretty straight path if you're successful and you've proven to them that you have really strong potential to get listed there. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So this is their link tree here, but yeah. So this is going to be listed. I guess we can't really do a price prediction on this one then. But I
Do a
did
market
want to
cap
bring it.
prediction.
Yeah, I did want to bring it up because it is getting attention. That's the thing, and I do think that the BTC Fi, there's a lot of Chinese whales in on this, meaning there's a lot of money. And I think the West is starting to come around to it too, because you see a lot of this happening on Core and BOB as well, like the staking, restaking, right? So, yeah. So I guess you could say, like, if it does get listed on Binance, what would you think would be like a starting valuation? That
So I
depends
think
on a lot of things though, right?
I think it starts around $500 million, and I think in 12 months you're going to see that like 2.5
billion.
Yeah, billion. Yeah.
Yeah, so in my opinion, it has to be smaller than Babylon once Babylon is listed, which it probably will be, because Babylon would be probably over $1 billion, don't you think? To start off
Yeah,
with?
but there's going to be Babylon competitors, right? That Solve's going to use next. And so I think getting in something like Solve, you're not restricted to Babylon. Babylon is its own service. They will probably own, but with Solve, you're going to be able to use. It's going to be kind of more of an aggregator to kind of find you the best yield, but it's going to pay you out in the Solve token.
And I guess that's the one benefit of being like that first level middleman aggregator versus that you're not locked in it once you're
not
with
married.
crypto, because it's DeFi, right? So you can actually service other competitors as well. So pretty cool. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. All right, the next one I have is Fractal Bitcoin. There's probably some people in here that are holding FB. I personally am not right now. But if it gets cheap enough, I might revisit it. But it's at $3.11 right now, right? So for the audience right now that doesn't know what Fractal Bitcoin is, Fractal Bitcoin is a chain that Unisat collaborated on with the Fractal team to create basically a fork of Bitcoin that has way faster blocks, that has OpCat as well, to kind of try to possibly have an environment that these Bitcoin layer 1 assets can be bridged off of, and be traded in a more fast-paced environment. Right now, it started out really high. I think it got up to like $24, and then it retraced like a lot. Now there is a big miner community, and so a lot of people say the miners sell this off, but Bells goes through that as well. How do you feel about Fractal currently, and what are your thoughts on it heading into this year?
Yeah, well, we're 2 years away from a halving. He said it's going to be, it's in 2 years from the last time we talked to Spencer, so that's not going to help. And I think the miners going to keep selling this every day, and I don't think the demand's going to come in for this. I think we're going to look at. I think in a year from now, we're going to look at Fractal as a failed project.
Oh wow, That's a
Yeah.
very strong statement.
I mean, it is what it
Very
is.
strong statement.
It's just
Yeah.
Unisat's not doing enough, right? Binance, they invested in it, but they only put 7 million in it. Binance is mining this as well, so it's like thing, but it's just, to me, I just don't see, I just don't see it like really coming in to the ecosystem. People just don't like it. People don't want to use it, right? You can't come to Bitcoiners and say, "Yo, like this is what you're going to be using now." See, the difference between the EVM communities is like a lot of people, when we see it on the chains, is they're coming in from base, they're coming in from different chains. It's not like Fractal's. You can't come in to Fractal besides a centralized exchange and Bitcoin, right? There's no other way, and I think that they kind of missed that a little bit. But I can't. And there's gonna be a lot of competitors. We know there's another chain building that's gonna try to compete with that. What's potentially a big builder. So I'm curious to see how that comes. But I think I still think it'll do well this cycle from here. But my price prediction is going to be $17. 12 months
$17
from today.
So top is 17.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what it's going to be on this day 1 year from now.
Well, I think we should probably shoot for what the top would be in the next 12 months. What would you say the top would be?
I'm going off of in 12 months for I don't, the top's so hard to call. I think it's easier to just to do it what it will be in 12 months from today.
Which is even more weird because then in your
no.
mind you're like going top and then pull back.
Well, no, because my top is 2026, right? So I'm in, like, I think it's going to be the first quarter of 2026 is going to be a top. So I don't think the top will be in at that point.
So you think that 2025 is going to be a grind out kind of like move up for all these assets, not like a blow off the top type of experience in 25?
I think that'd be
interesting.
2026. I think a lot of these assets.
I mean, with that, yeah, go ahead.
No, a lot of these assets are going to kind of ride with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to go up to 140, and then a lot they're going to bleed against Bitcoin. They're going to go up to 180. They're going to fly up, and then I think that's when things really start moving. Even though Bitcoin kind of sits sideways, you're going to see a lot of these assets kind of really come into their own there and being kind of apart from Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's still going to go up, so you're going to see a lot of these assets kind of trade back into Bitcoin. So I think that Bitcoin's going to hit 700K in 2026, and I think a lot of these assets kind of will blow off top after Bitcoin hits that number.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we do have blow off top experiences in 2025 for altcoins, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But Rick G says 17 cents. No, $17.
No, $17. Yeah, and that's the today 1 year from now. That's kind of how.
Yeah.
But we can look back.
I don't know.
We can look back from 1 year and kind of like, oh, this is what I said this price was going to be. Well, boy, was I wrong, or boy, was I right. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna say $35. I think it actually hits higher than that this year, but I think just because of the supply and demand and the whales that are probably in it, they'll try to push it. But I wouldn't say that your prediction of that it's gonna be kind of a ghost chain isn't out of the question post 2025. Maybe, like, you know what I mean? Like, it probably won't be heavily used through 2025 either. But like, I don't know. It's interesting, man. Like, there's you have to remember, a lot of these builders are from BSV, man. Right.
Yeah,
so like Unisat came from BSV. And so, if you love BSV, I'm sorry, but like, what's been happening? You know what I'm saying? No. Like, they've had years to like make something amazing to at least scale for Bitcoin and stuff like that, even if no one would use it. Like, whenever these layer one assets came out in 2023, 2024, you would think they would be like, oh, we already got that solved on, because we had control of the block sizes and opcat and all these things, but that's what makes me kind of bearish is, I know Ordinal's wallet works hard, but like a lot of the BSV like projects, like they should be the ones at the forefront like of these. And they were for like Ordinal's trading, but then like it stopped, meaning to me, BSV wasn't that innovative or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think Fractal can do well, but I just think it's going to take 4 years. I think Fractal's a next cycle thing after a couple halvings.
Yep. All right, next one here. Let's just kind of go over Merle here. So Merle is the token for Merlin chain, which is, it's kind of pulled back along with everything else. It's really hung around that high 20s and low 30 cents recently. You can see the market cap is 146 right now. But I will say, like, you know, they just had the BTC.fund launch on their chain. We know other protocols that are very original and innovative are coming. Like we specifically know ones that are coming. And it seems to be the only like Bitcoin L2 that is trying to utilize like synthetic version, you know, assets of the Bitcoin layer 1 assets, right? Like bridging and all that stuff. The most happens there, right? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's
Yeah.
by far. I mean, that's the only place I can send an ordinal to. Like, there's nowhere else besides Fractal. You can't even do it on Fractal. So no, it is the only place where you can bridge an ordinal right now.
Yeah, exactly. And if this kind of prover network bridging creates like a trustless environment, that could help with the kind of trust assumptions that currently exist.
I'm a vault.
So,
Yeah.
what do you think? 12 months from now?
I'm going to go $5.90.
$5.90. 12 months from now. So 12 months from now, which would be January 1st, 20. I think that we hit higher than that and then pull back. I'm gonna say $5.20. I mean, I know it's not that much of a difference, but I feel like that's where we could pull back at. All right, cool. Yeah, a lot of excitement. You know, look, the Telegram trading bots and, you know, these layer 1 assets, focusing on those have increased the volume of Merlin chain, which, you know, it's number 2 right now because Bob definitely has got some volume happening there. But yeah, so it's increased by about 2 million from the last 24 hours in terms of chain volume. So that's a good thing that it's trending up. All right. Let's go into some runes here because I'm sure a lot of our audience are holding stuff like dog and stuff like that. We had Leonidas on the show yesterday. We had an amazing you know, January was it New Year's Eve show yesterday. Appreciate all you guys showing out. We had like 2,200 people, but we had Leonidas on, and it was interesting kind of picking his brain on what he thought about runes and the future of runes and all this stuff. But you know, he said dog's either gonna boom or bust, no in the middle. So it's going to zero or it's going to billions and billions.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. So I think it does. I think it does boom, but like my boom is a little different to him because I just don't believe in meme coins like he does. Right? He's saying, you know, he came on and he was saying that, you know, meme coins are great because there's nothing to expect from them, and I hate that. You know what I mean? Like I like having a little risk on that. I like seeing what people can build. I like watching builders, you know, where it's like I got in their token early and they built something amazing that I knew that they were going to be able to build. So I'm a little on the other side of that. But I guess my price prediction with dog would probably be around, I want to say,
so 1 cent gets to a billion.
Yeah. Whoa, hold on. 1 cent gets to a billion?
1 cent. Yeah, 1 cent gets to 1 cent gets to a billion. What are you about to say? 60? So maybe
well,
6 cents is probably what
I thought. Yeah, I'll go
6 cents is what.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'll go 7 cents. I'll go 7 cents. I'm bullish on Leonidas. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with Adam's prediction and go with 5 cents.
Yeah,
I think 5 billion is probably a fair market cap for that.
Yup.
All right. All right. So let's see. Dang, we've been over an hour here. All right, let's hit on a couple of these other ones. Bells. So what do you think about Bell's chain? You know, does it have? It's kind of jumped into the script token meta being one of the, you know, spotlights. I think the audience probably knows kind of the storyline of Lucky. Recently, the dev awoke his wallet and sold down a ton, which kind of brought that community down, right? So do you think some of that community comes over here, or just what do you think about Bells?
Yeah, I think a lot of the community was already in Bells, right? Like probably a lot of people that hold Lucky with a lot of the same people who held Bells, right? So I kind of think, yeah, I think Bells does really well. I'm thinking Bells could hit, you know, anywhere between $40. I would say like 40. I'll go $44 for Bells, which is, you know, what's that, in like an 80x? Because 100x would be $5.
So 83, yeah.
No, would be $50. Yeah.
83x. 83x is what that would be. I'm gonna go with the straight 100, which would be the $50. So I'm gonna say $53 there. Okay. So Bells, I'm bullish as well. There's a lot of stuff happening there in terms of tech being added. You know, they're trying to make it the most efficient tech stack for the UTXO chains. I think that maybe the proof of work, but Cardano is probably gonna be a little bit harder to beat as they have smart contracts right now. But anyhow, next one here is OpCat, which is Cat 20.
Oh yeah. I no, I don't think it does well at all. I'm gonna say, what is it, like $1.50 now?
No, it's 42 cents, dude.
Wow, what the hell happened? Wow. Damn.
It's an attention economy, man. Well, for like $1.40 was whenever it was kind of doing well.
Yeah.
I think it was trying to hang around. If you look at let's look at the year long. So it's been down only since really here.
Yeah.
Which is the 12th of this month.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no reason to hold this thing, right? Because there's no fractal products dropping. There's nothing, Sats Pump Fund doesn't look like it was able to push fractal. I'll say $4.20. I'll say a 10x from here.
$4.20. But that also depends on if it does what people think it, what people are claiming it can do, like, bridge it trustlessly from fractal to Bells to other UTXO chains that has OpCat. So I think that matters a lot. Would you say $1?
I'm saying $4.20.
$4.20. If those narratives hold true, then I think this can go to, like, I don't know, 10. I would say $8. All right, cool. All right, we'll hit on two more here. So Fluid tokens is one that is, in our ecosystem. But it was birthed on Cardano, and right now it's sitting at 38 cents. This thing got all the way to 50 cents, but they're getting a lot of attention from Charles Hawkinson. They're getting a lot of attention from the Bitcoin ecosystem builder set. Like, they're partnering with Xverse. They're going to be building on Arch. They're just doing everything. I'm really, really bullish on this project. I'll start with my prediction first. Max supply at 100 million. Current circulating supply is pretty low. It's self-reported, but I think it is 18.57. So I think this circulating supply probably doubles, don't you think? By maybe even triples. No, let's say 50 million by then. 50 million, I don't know. What would that put this at? Maybe $100 million market cap is where I'm shooting. Maybe more than that. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell where this could go. I don't know. I guess you start off then. What do you think?
Yeah, I think $15. I think $15 is where I'm going to put this in, right, and that's a 44x from where we are right now. So,
yeah. Oh man, like it's hard because I think this thing could really blow up, but at the same time, it's going to need to continue this momentum, which is crazy. It has this much right now and at this low of a market cap. So something like yeah. So I think this, 12 months from now, maybe like 1250. And then I think, but if it does continue to do well, it's just going to be I think, like a gradual growth for the project.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other fungibles that you want to look at?
Well, besides the runes, or
yeah, so we can hit on the rest of the runes here. What about $1 billion cap?
I think Billy hits the Billy this time next year. I think it just gets there. So what is that would be $1, right? Yeah, I think $1. I'll actually go a little higher. I'm gonna go $1.11.
I'm gonna go 150. I think it goes to 1.5 billion. If Dog is at 5 billion, then I think this could get to 1.5 billion. All right, pups.
I'm gonna say $3. I'm very bullish on the public community, man. $3.
$3. That would put it at. It's the same. I think it's the same supply, is it not? Almost there. Yeah, 1 billion supply almost. So $3 is where you're putting it at.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 250. All right, and last rune is Cypher Genesis. This one's interesting, right? Because
yeah.
it's the only kind of AI that has any momentum in our ecosystem.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'll go 50 cents.
50 cents for a Cypher Genesis. Oh, by the way, like the Tensorium works with Cypher Genesis too. So that the Emblem Vault team actually is helping, you know, Butoshi with that. So that's another kind of bullish thing. So you're thinking how much? Sorry.
50 cents, which is 100x from here.
50 cents. Okay. So we got you for 50 cents. I wonder where does that put the market cap though?
So the market cap, so that's 100x. So right now it's 5 million. That makes it a $500 million.
I'm gonna go half that. $2.50. Or sorry, 25 cents.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, that knocks that out. And then we can hit on maybe like a couple of the Ordinals projects here. Puppets. What do you think about puppets? Floor for puppets.
I think the floor for puppets is 1 Bitcoin. I think it hits 1 Bitcoin. And when Bitcoin's pretty high too. And you know, I'm expecting Bitcoin to be over 400K here. So I think these Bitcoin layer 1 assets, man, I think they're gonna rock. I'm gonna go 1 Bitcoin.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if it gets there. I'm gonna go 0.85 12 months from now. I think it actually goes probably higher and then pulls back. All right, Node Monks.
Node Monks, I'm gonna say 0.4.
Node Monks, man, I feel like they end up passing them. I know that's probably crazy talk, but I'm gonna say Node Monks end up at like 1.1 BTC.
Wow.
I know.
That's the first time we've been this far apart on something.
All right, Bitcoin Frogs.
I'm gonna go 0.05.
0.05 BTC.
I feel like your Frogtoshi really isn't involved anymore. It's just, you know, it's just a community project with no community.
I actually think they go to 0.25 BTC. I think that like people kind of have nostalgia a bit and remember those early days, right? When you had people from all types of chains coming over and joining their spaces. So, all right, Quantum Cats, what are you thinking there?
Oh man, this one's a tough one for me. I'm gonna go 1.7.
1.7. 1.7. Woo!
Yeah, I think Udi takes this next level, man.
Yeah, 1.5 for me. You know, it's just that business model. They're really good at it. Pizza Ninjas.
Yeah, I got 0.3.
Where are they at right now? Pizza Ninjas are 0.11.
0.11.
So
yes.
0.3 BTC. 0.33. I say 0.7. All right. And then this one's interesting because it's really low right now. So this would probably be one of the lower ones. But Billy Cats, because it has that correlation with or that relationship with $1 billion cat. I think it's probably like 3 zeros and a 7, maybe.
And a 9.
Is it 3 zeros and a 9? So where would you say Billy Cats will be in 12 months from now?
I'm gonna go 0.001. 0.01.
All right, I'm gonna go 0.05. I think they pick back up and go get pretty popular. ALUs are at 0.023. They've actually jumped up a lot. I feel like they got a lot of kind of help or assistance from Udi's account whenever he posted about that, remember? And then all of a sudden now like they're getting all the attention. So ALUs is one that I'm curious what you think they'll be at.
I want to go 0.2. I think these get to 0.2.
Ooh, 0.2. I'm gonna say 0.13. All right, Nat Cats. So this is probably the golden child or the baby of the DMT ecosystem in terms of the best asset that has come out of there. Where would you put Nat Cats at 12 months from now?
0.13.
0.13. I'm gonna say 0.17. All right. And then Bitmap. Take a look at what the price of Bitmap is. It is at 0.000335.
Yeah.
What do you think
I'm
about
going
that
to go 0.0033.
0.00. So that's $309 right now, but
Yeah.
if Bitcoin's
That's going to be over $1,000.
Yeah, so that's kind of where you're putting it at. It's like close to that $1,000 price.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. But like, let's say the floor Bitmap, I'm actually gonna put it at. Well, it depends too. Like if that taking them out of circulation has that demand. Also, one thing that I saw, which was crazy, is I saw like a project on my timeline say that they're creating a Bitmap reserve. Right, so they're like putting Bitmap in their like treasury, and so like I mean, I laugh at it not to poke fun at Bitmap because I believe in Bitmap, but it's just this is how dedicated this Bitmap community is, right? So if that happens, then it could get higher. I'm gonna say 12 months from now, I'm gonna say 0.005. I'm gonna say 0.005. Now that's with everything kind of being going for it, right?
Yeah.
With the Bitmap token and stuff like that. Anything? Oh, we got to do this one. Runestones.
Yeah, I think the runestones take off, man. I kind of see them over maybe 0.1, and kind of only for the fact, let's just say token 1 dog is a couple 6 billion or whatever. Token 2 is at 1 billion. I think the runestones are sitting at 0.13.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 0.089 for runestones 12 months from now. But runestones actually could be a collectible down the line, dude. If you think about it, right? Because they're just so impactful for what they did. Yeah. But I don't think I missed anything. Do you feel like I missed anything?
Not really. No. Based Angels, you want to hit on that?
Yeah, let's see where they are. Based Angels 0.021.
0.021.
It's so crazy that this collection sustains its floor and all that stuff, but so many times I can't remember the name of it. Like when you and I are talking about, we're like, I just refer to it as that Milady's project that's on Bitcoin. So is there just this community that we aren't paying attention to, or what? What's going on?
I mean, you don't get your collection to 0.02 without you being up there community, right? So I'm gonna say, I think that this hits 0.12.
Okay, let's say 0.08. All right, so we have our predictions in for fungibles and ordinals, guys. We just wanted to do something real chill, and we'll save this to see where we are on January 1st, 2026.
We gotta do one more.
What?
We gotta do one more. Bitcoin.
Okay.
Where do you think we are at 12 months from right now?
Bitcoin 12 months from right now, which would be not far from. I'm gonna say that we're at 260.
260.
That's my prediction. Yeah. Oh wait, yeah, 260K. Yep. What about you?
420. 420,000.
420. A great number. All right. Yeah. So those are kind of what we're thinking, for 2025. I'm actually not even too crazy about the thinking about the layer 1 assets as I am about the builders that are going to be delivering stuff in our ecosystem in 2025, just because we get so much insight with that, and speaking of, we're going to have Arch Thursdays tomorrow. So we'll have Nick. I'm not sure if Matt will join us, but we'll have Ordi's project and a couple others joining us. So make sure you're paying attention to Arch, because Arch could be a huge player a huge play for 2025.
Yeah, they will be, because I use Saturn like every morning. I'm messing with it, and if they can replicate what they're doing on testnet on mainnet, guys, this is a game changer. I mean, I'm trading runes fast as lightning, like Solana level speeds, and they get rolled up and put on Bitcoin. So it only takes like a block or two for that transaction to be showcased in my wallet, right? So it's very quick with it. They get rolled up very quickly. So I'm really bullish on what they're doing here, but it's gonna get insane though, because like I'm gonna be able to buy pretty much anything. So things fail a lot on Saturn. Yeah, it's really weird, Danny. I noticed that too, but sometimes I'll just get like really good mornings, and then sometimes it'll be down. But I think the team like is it's testnet, so they work on it a lot like that. But definitely keep up with it day to day, because there is some days where it does fail, but then most days though it's usually good.
So I wonder
Oh,
if
we didn't do track and tab.
yeah, we can do those. I
Yeah.
wonder if so like when you do get a failed transaction, is it like okay, it's not gonna work today, and then you just like step away, or is it just that one off for that experience?
Sometimes it's like that. It's not gonna work today.
Both.
And then sometimes I'll try like 3 or 4 times, and then I'll get like 4 transactions in a row.
Gotcha. Yeah, that definitely needs to be ironed out though.
Well, I mean, I just think that sometimes they have to go in and make changes, and it's not like something quick. Like the process isn't quick for that, right? When there's a bug and stuff like that. So
Yep. All right. Well, let's go kind of do these last two here. So track,
yeah.
what do you think for track?
Oh man, I think track at this time next year is that I don't know. I'm just not bullish on tap right now, or track. So I mean, I'm gonna give track. I'm gonna give track $4. I think track's at like $4.
$4. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at 57 cents right now.
Yeah.
I think that like they definitely need to get their validator situation going.
Yeah.
They're on MEXC, they're on Gate,
Yeah.
they're on Bitmart, they're on these kind of tier 3, kind of, maybe some people would say Gate is trying to be on tier 2. But they definitely need some help with just being able to sustain the market cap, because
Yeah.
we're sitting at 12 million for all the hype that it got during the BRC20 craze, and even afterwards it just really hasn't sustained much, being at 12 million. I don't know, man. I would say 12 months from now, if it doesn't like fade off because maybe they bridge tokens into each other or something, then maybe 250. I'm even more bearish than
Wow,
you
that's
on
really
it.
bearish.
Now,
That's crazy.
yeah, the validator situation, if that plays out the way that they explained it, they painted a good picture on that. Maybe it could be better, but then there was people saying that the team could be utilizing that for sustainability, and if that's the case, then I'm even more bearish on it. All right, let's move over to Tap. What do you think about Tap? It's sitting at 299 right now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit bullish on the Tap protocol token because of the investors, right? I think this hits I'll go $13 on this one.
Yeah.
This time next year.
Also, yeah, you can tell they have like control of the supply, right? So you see 2 million Tap right now that's circulating, as opposed to the free and fair mints of Track, which all 21 million are out. So do you think that hurts like the Bitcoin layer 1 assets, that all of the circulating supply is out?
Yeah, in a way it kind of does. But like it's just there's just too many tokens on the market. There's too much market cap that is just out. So I don't know. It's hard to say if that hurts them, but you see it with Billionaire Cat and Dog, and all those they're out as well. So I mean that's the same thing. I don't know. That's a really good question.
Yeah, I think it does for the FOMO part for these people from like Solana and Ethereum and Base and stuff, because they can see price go up quickly because circulating supply it drips out,
slow.
right? And so exactly, and so over here everything pretty much is out. So you need demand and sustained demand for it to do extremely well, and maybe that's kind of why after the run-ups they kind of had they cooled off, right? BRC20s and runes. But there should be a point to where demand, it will push very aggressively and kind of get past that whole supply issue. But I don't know, something like sats to me, that's weird. Like 2.1 quadrillion. How does that price go? How does the demand go up for that? I don't know.
Yeah, well,
but it
going back
does.
to tap though and track though is like I'm more bullish on pipe because of the AI narrative. It's like I'm more like if I was going to buy a token of one of these, I would definitely buy pipe over tap and track. So
Yeah. Yep. So tap, with the supply being low, I think this actually could go higher, and they probably will try to pump it. Oh, now see, I'm thinking of like crazy times. So I don't know, 12 months from now, if it's crazy, then this could be at like $20, in my opinion. But yeah, there was a comment in here. I think Mike Bennett, he wanted us to read this because he posted it 3 times. He says fractals opcat can assist the Bitcoin DeFi and collectibles to interact more cheaply and much faster. What the Bitcoin ecosystem really needs to attract more volume? No. So yes, but you have to remember, I believe BSV has opcat. So like, why wasn't that used right off the jump? Okay, you can say the bad negative connotation from what's his name? I think he just got sentenced to jail again.
yeah.
Craig Wright, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so let's say if that's the excuse, then Fractal has opcat right now. Like, why, can if opcat gets added to Bitcoin, that changes the dynamics, I think, between Bitcoin and Fractal. It probably makes it much more easy to be able to do these like trustless bridges and stuff like that. What can they do in the meantime? I don't know, maybe build like a solution, at, their own version of like Boss or something to make people feel like it's still trustless. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a marketing problem,
Yeah.
I also know that like with a lot of these chains that get stalled and stuff, it's mixed between marketing and liquidity because those go in hand in hand, right? Whenever the marketing works, the users come over and liquidity comes over with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's your response to this?
Yeah, opcat is cool, but it's cool for Bitcoin only. Like no one cares. Like I mean, maybe that's the right now feeling, but no one really cares about opcat right now. Like it's kind of like what Adam McBride said. Everyone's saying opcat can do all this. Show me can do this, right? There's no proof that opcat can do DeFi. There's no proof that opcat can do these trustless bridges. Like I've never seen anything that opcat has ever done. Have you? Right? Like we just haven't seen it. So it's kind of like,
Well,
show
Cat
me.
20, the Cat 20 protocol was only enabled because of opcat.
Yeah, but again, it's but still, it's like, well, bridge it. Show me you can bridge. Like
so
yeah.
So Yo-Yo Street actually came in because he was saying that BTC is a cabal. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, kind of, but at the same time, like he also said BSV doesn't support SHA-256, which that's kind of a good point, right? So like you have SHA-256, and then you have script UTXO chains, right? And so does that matter? Well, like let's say Bells is going to enable opcat. Now will Fractal be able to actually interact with Bells because they operate on 2 different type of UTXO scripts, right? Or I guess processes.
Yeah. I'm just not bullish. I'm just not bullish on Fractal. I think Fractal's it's dog shit in my opinion right now. So sorry, Yo-Yo. I know you have a an opcat PFP, but you're on the wrong chain, bro.
Well, not that he says, "Are you slow? Opcat is on Fractal." We know Opcat is on Fractal. We've been saying that. Opcat is on Fractal. We do know that.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah. So interesting takes there. I do think that the UTXO ecosystem though does need a kind of more of a universal way of doing things, so they can all be more collaborative, kind of like the EVM ecosystem. But
100%. All right. It's Wednesday, so you guys know what that means. It's officially Wager Wednesday. We're gonna get into some really cool stuff here. All brought to you guys by BTC, betbtc.win. You guys check them out here. Let me show their site. They did an upgrade to the site recently. It looks a lot better. So it kind of looks like you can buy these ordinals, but no, this is where you can put your predictions in for these type of markets. Like let's just say dog, right? You can click dog, and it brings you to dogs markets, which is really cool. So you guys can you see this one, I think is done already, and then so on and so on. So we will see, the payouts for this. But will dog go to the moon? Be listed on tier 1 exchange, right? This one is people are about to get paid out on this one. $5,000 in there, dude. I took an L on that. By the way, I'm like $200 on that one, so I'll take that L.
Thanks, Leo. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, thanks Binance for not listing it. But one thing I did want to show you guys before we take a look at any more markets is the leaderboard. So I am in number 2, which means I will get the second largest airdrop because they already announced they're going to be giving an airdrop. So all you got to do to get on this leaderboard at all, let's kind of go to the last page, is just sign up for an account. There's 270 people. So you guys, all you got to do, 50 points for just making an account. That's it. And you just come here, you just connect your Xverse wallet, and you're done. That's it. And you're already on here. You're already going to get this airdrop. But if you participate, you get more and more points. But there's a lot of people who just signed up. So just doing like one trade or even one deposit will get you up here. But let's shout out our community here. We got PJNZ in the number 1 spot. Shout out to him. And then WebDro right under me with, right there. Shout out to WebDro. Tim Baker's on there. Mr. M is on there. Then we have our boy Yasher's up there. Ethereum Dad. I Walk Alone is top 10. Let's go, man. So many of you guys. Rick G is on here. Good. He's like the co-founder. Yagobi is in 16th place. Shout out to you, man.
Hey.
And then Chief Axel in that 19th spot. Shout out to all you guys who are participating in this. But guys, this is free money. This is an airdrop. You're going to get this token. So get on here, start using it, or just make one trade. But it's easy too. You just kind of go to your wallet, and then you'll just deposit with Bitcoin with your Xverse. Click that, put the amount of Bitcoin that you want to put in there, whatever you guys want to do, and then just deposit right in. Super simple, super easy, and that'll get you on the leaderboard. And then you can come back, go to home, and you guys can make some predictions. So let's kind of talk about some of these predictions right now. So the featured markets are, this one is this one's kind of cool. Which tier 1 exchange will list dog first? Which one do you think?
I already placed my bet on that. I think Kraken will be the first. Yeah.
So Kraken is 13% of the pool so far. You can kind of check out how much is in the pool loading. So they are having a little issue today. Okay, there it goes. Oh wow, that is cool. Look at these charts. This is cool. Kind of seeing real live time. I didn't know they had that. Did they talk about this?
They just said the UI was upgraded. Yeah,
that's cool.
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah, so Kraken, it's an easy way to make a bet here. Go $1, swipe it to the right, and then you see something pop up here on the right hand side. Boom, your bet was placed successfully. So this is all using ICP's backend, so you guys can make trades. But you see anything interesting you would like to put a bet on, or put a prediction?
Is there a BTC bet? I like BTC stuff. No, there's not. It doesn't look like. What is the pups bet? Let me see. I'm gonna look at it. All right. Will pups surpass dog in the market? What does that mean? Okay, ends June 25th. So it's talking about market cap, right? So I'm gonna say no on that.
Yeah, I'll say no as well.
But it's crazy. There's 60% yes. I mean, there's probably not a ton bet on that yet, but you're actually making, if you think that no is a guaranteed here, and you get 40 cents for every 40 cents, you get $1 that you put up. So pretty cool.
Which runes token will be spot listed as tier 1 exchange first? Pups or dog? This is easy. I don't know why dog is down on this, but I'm gonna go $5 on this one.
Well, spot listed on what? Tier 1?
Tier 1.
Okay. Well, the thing is that pups does have that treasury, but I think that's why people are probably betting on that.
Gotcha.
They could pay. They could pay for a tier. What tier 1 takes payment? Binance. So if you give them, the token supply or whatever, right? So, I don't know. That's probably why people are kind of taking that outside edge. But this is pretty cool. I think it's good. Number 1, you can farm points for the future rune that Bet BTC is going to have. Number two, it gets you familiar with the platform. So I think those two things are important, especially if you're going to be utilizing this for create your own markets, which should be coming out in January. I think that's the biggest opportunity with BetBTC is going to be the create your own markets. And I was talking about my imagination kind of let loose a bit. And if you're good at creating like an AI agent that can work for you, eventually you could create like one like AI XBT that gets a lot of engagement, and then have it place these markets on your X account and then create the volume. Because all you got to do is really set up markets that have a good balance on both sides, and then you get like you earn. So you kind of create your own destiny with that, like 1.5% of the total volume. It goes to your wallet. So that's really cool. I think that's where this thing is gonna really catch a bunch of eyes and attention. But it's looking at towards the end of this month for that. I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think about this bet right here? How many immortal pets will exist by March 31st? Because these keep dying, right? So what do you think? Fewer than 100 or 100 to 200?
Wow, that's the only options? Jeez.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
There's more options. Okay, I was about to say, dude, because I was like, man, they must just automatically think that everybody's gonna kill their pets off. Yeah, so
what do you think?
I think more than 400 actually. That's what I
More
think.
than 400.
Yeah,
I think that.
I don't know.
Cool, done. I'm gonna take two bets here. I'm gonna go $1 on there, and then I'm gonna go fewer than 100. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy? Like, if let's say the
Yeah.
volume of this like really builds up by March, and then like there's like 450, you're gonna be like, let your pet die. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, man. Yo says, I'm on every chain, not a maxi. Once upon a time, all talk was on Bitcoin. Of course, I placed my bets. Opportunity on base. So yeah, but that's why Fractal will never take off, because a lot of you guys who were Fractal guys, you all left, especially your leader, because we know you're you just kind of roll with your leader there, yo. But yeah, but if could you explain what Bet Friends is for people that don't know?
Well, there's two different things here. There's create your own markets, which kind of lets you be your own, create your own destiny with like earning that percentage of the total volume. I think that's the biggest opportunity. But Bet with Friends is going to be something that is more exclusive to like a group. I think you're going to have everybody is going to have to be at least like signed up for the platform. And then once they do, then you can probably use their screen names and then create like a bet that's private for like your 4 friends. So it would be more of like, no one else can get in on this except for us 4. And we're doing a Super Bowl bet every year or something from now on. And we just put everything in there, And so that's going to be cool too, because it brings that exclusivity, and then, just kind of setting those exclusive private bet markets for you and your friends.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be exciting. Definitely gonna be exciting. But I think we hit everything for Bet BTC here.
Yep.
Yep. Got everything. But you guys, go check out betbtc.win.
Yep. The biggest thing is going to be those updates that come, towards the end of this month for the create your own markets. I mean, that is something I'm super excited about. Also, they are going to have an AI product associated with it too, so look out for that. But guys, 365 people, not bad. I'm sure a lot of people are hungover from last night, but we appreciate you joining us for the show. Hope you guys learned something today. Today was supposed to be more on the fun side, and so we just wanted to kind of speculate a little bit about this year, I should say. But yeah, if you do have some extra time and wouldn't mind checking out our partners, we'd greatly appreciate that. Emblem Vault, the interoperability tool of the Bitcoin layer 1 asset classes, more specifically Ordinals. They're partnered with huge layer 2s, Merlin, Abstract, 8chain. So you're going to be able to actually, jump your Ordinals. And Abstract is the Pudgy Penguins L2, and they want Ordinals over there, guys. So that's why we're so bullish on Emblem, because they're going to facilitate that. And then also the AI agent, they have Tensorium. They started on Solana. They're doing the cross-chain thing, but they're bringing it to Bitcoin, guys. They're working with Cypher Genesis as well. So learn more about Emblem at emblem.vision. And then BetBTC is the predictions marketplace for the Bitcoin ecosystem. They utilize ICP and Bitcoin technology for you guys to be able to place bets like we just did. They have Bitcoin related bets. They have sports related bets. It's going to really blow up whenever they have the create your own market. So be ready for that. You can earn points to farm their airdrop for their rune that's going to be coming out for their TGE. If you have an X-First wallet, you can deposit directly from there. It takes 6 blocks, but then you can start placing bets on their markets after that. Learn more at betbtc.win. And then BitPerp, the perps and leverage DEX of the Bitcoin ecosystem. Their paper trading competition should be going live tomorrow. We'll get confirmation with them as we meet with them every Wednesday. You're going to have a chance to win part of that USDT, the 10,000 USDT. But more importantly, get familiar with this as well, as they're going to be able to allow you to trade synthetic versions of your favorite runes, Doggo to the Moon, BTC, Pups, etc. So I'm super excited for their mainnet launch, which should be right around the corner as well. Learn more at bitperp.io. And of course, Fluid Tokens, the first to offer the Bitcoin ecosystem retail staking vaults. So if you are a founder of an Ordinal collection, you etched a rune or deployed a BRC20, reach out to Raul if you want a staking vault built for your holders so they can stake those assets and earn. If you can't get in touch with them, reach out to us. We'll get you hooked up. Also, they have several other products. They have a Runes deck swap. They are building the bridge from Cardano to Bitcoin. Super bullish on these guys. And remember, you can go and stake your Fluid passes, and you can unstake your Doggo to the Moon because your rewards are sitting there in your vault right now. You should have some Doggo to the Moon and Memento Mori available as soon as you unstake that. It all goes into your wallet in one transaction. Super excited about those guys. And then Merlin Chain, your #1 scaling solution for Bitcoin native L1 assets and protocols. They just launched BTC.fun. They are the only BTC layer 2 that is directly integrating these layer 1 assets. So I'm excited about the future of Merlin Chain. If you are a builder and you want to try to apply for the builder grant, go do it. Doesn't hurt. It's definitely possible. A couple of our partners got into that. I'm excited about the future of Merlin Chain. If you want to trade something, like Wrap BTC for Doggo to the Moon, you can do so on merlinswap.org. And don't forget about our integrated partners, Foxy building the metaverse on Bitcoin called the Bitverse, and their first-person shooter game, Clan Wars, which we should be streaming Saturday morning. We'll give you more updates on that. And an Ordinal Hive, the aggregator Ordinal marketplace on layer 1 and layer 2, going to be able to find the cheapest Ordinals on Ordinal Hive. We thank you so much for checking out our partners.
Yep. Great job, man. And if you guys wouldn't mind checking out ordinalrevolution.com with some of the best articles dating all the way back to last year. If you know someone just entering a space, please send them our website. We really feel like it'd help them get started and caught up to where we are today. If you guys need a VPN, we have NordVPN. Check out our 70% off discount here. You should not be, on the internet without a VPN, guys. Don't be giving people your IP address, which could lead to your address. Get a VPN and use Nord. It is not illegal. You are allowed privacy, especially in the US. So get yourself a VPN today. If it's not Nord, get it from somewhere else. Bitcoin 2025, Las Vegas, we will both be there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting, but don't wait till May to buy your tickets. Get them as soon as possible and use our link here at ordinalrevolution.com. You guys can pay in Bitcoin, and it's a lot cheaper as well. If you guys need some merch, we have some of the best merch in the entire crypto ecosystem, not just Ordinals, but check our stuff out here. Hit our store. We got hoodies, hats, jackets, cats, whatever. It's fun. It's exciting. You guys can get Goose Noodles, Bitmaps, Seiko Hamster, Gizmo, Puka, Chancellor on the brink of second battle for banks, and much, much more, guys. Check out our hoodies, shirts, hats, and school bags, and everything else we offer there. But guys, we're live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. UTC. Tomorrow, we'll have the guys from Arch on, so check that out. But until tomorrow,
peace.
We OG. Oh no. You're not bullish, oh no. You're not bullish, you ain't got the I get stoned by the bogus. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. You're not bullish enough. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the Ordinal. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Man, pool getting high. Everybody wanna rock. News is coming. Body on a naughty. It's a new sense. Ordinal Revolution. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, I got for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC 420, bro. Yo, that shit fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the steel, new keep on the field, this shit for real. With no calls, I get calls, got 100 phone calls, where I go, and they gon' love me, we huddle back, I get shiesty, where my Bitcoin looking lovely, all this little she's nothing, no she love me.